So just some celebrations for 5 East and Flex. We had the highest employee engagement participation for all of Wesley Long. So we were very proud of that. We were going to take those results when we get them, and whatever we can do to make things better for our unit, we are going to incorporate. I'd like to shout out Hannah Yunt. She had a patient that was very, very appreciative of the care she gave, and just was blown away at how much attention she gave to that patient. And I think that really did make a difference. We want to welcome back Catherine Strupp. She has been missed. She's been on maternity leave. Welcome back, Catherine. Nurses Week is going on throughout this week. May 7th, there's a food truck carnival, so go take advantage of that. There's going to be some good food if you like food. May 8th and 10th, some more food. Leadership is serving breakfast. So I'll be serving breakfast on May 8th if you want to come visit me. May 12th, wear a creative head covering. It's the day we can get creative, show some flair. Whatever you have, take advantage of it. I'd just like to say thank you to all our mothers, and happy Mother's Day. You truly make a difference in your kids' lives, and I don't know what this world would look like without mothers, so thank you.
Hello team, I hope everyone is doing well and having a great Nurses Week. I'm in a great Cone Health Nursing Week. It's a good time to celebrate, and I hope everyone enjoys the festivities that are planned over the next week through, I do believe, May 12th. So part of our new leader assimilation meetings and process as David and myself transition into our new roles and get used to our new expectations, I want to take the opportunity just to tell you a little bit about myself and my nursing career history, as well as some personal facts that may be interesting or little things that you guys could learn about me. So I started out my nursing career getting my associate's degree of nursing in 2004 from Rockingham Community College. Then back in 2010, I graduated with my bachelor's BSN from Winston-Salem State University. In 2014, I graduated with my master's in nursing science with a minor in, or concentration in, nursing education in 2014. Of course, education is always a journey. Now I'm thinking about, I need to go back and get my doctorate, and but right now I want to focus on the 5 East team and getting more comfortable in my department director role before I take on other responsibilities. I did start my nursing career out in 2004 as a new graduate at Annie Penn Hospital in Reidsville, North Carolina. I worked on the inpatient department there on through 2011 when I transferred here to Wesley Long into the assistant director role for Wesley Long 5 East and Flexible Resources. And then, of course, most recently, had the privilege to transfer into the department director role for 5 East and Flexible Resources as of February 28, 2021 this year. I want to thank all you guys for the continued support and encouragement, and I feel that it is a privilege to serve you guys as your leader. So maybe a little bit of personal information that you guys don't know about me. And of course, I think everyone by now knows I have a daughter. Her name's Jalen. She's 20 years old. She lives in Greenville. She goes to East Carolina University. So of course she's not home much, so I don't get to see her all that often, but we do FaceTime and communicate via text at least every day. She goes to ECU. She's concentrating in, majoring in elementary education and special education. She's getting ready to enter her junior year. She did not want to be a nurse. She let me know that right away. She said she was not dedicated enough to be a nurse. So I was kind of sad she didn't want to be a nurse, but I was like, okay, well, at least you know what you want to do and you have a true passion to do that. So, of course, I support her. Let's see, some other things. During my time off, I enjoy going to the spa. I get at least a monthly facial. I'm a homebody, so I like to kind of stay home and chill during my downtime, watch Netflix, spend quality time, nothing major with family and friends. I'm not about going out on the scene all the time. Nightlife. Let's see, my favorite flower, something that I always appreciate and love, is a tulip. I'm not sure why. I think it's because the simplicity of it. It's a very simple flower, and it only hangs around for about 2 to 3 weeks after it blooms, and then you have to wait for it to spring up again next year during the spring and summer time frame. So that's a little bit about myself. I did share a photo of last summer. My daughter and I, we were in Savannah, Georgia, vacationing. So you can, see a little bit of what I look like on the outside world. Not much different than what I do now, hair pulled back. Pretty simple. But again, thank you guys for the opportunity to serve as your leader. And David and myself were very excited to be a part of the 5 East team and look forward to our new journeys. Thank you.
So I started my career at Wesley Long back in 2007. I graduated from nursing school then at UNCG. When I started at Wesley Long, I started on the inpatient oncology department. There I gave chemotherapy, did charge nurse oriented people. Really enjoyed my time working there. I loved working on that unit. But in 2007, I switched to 5 East when half of the oncology department closed down. Since then, I've really enjoyed my time on 5 East. I've developed some really good relationships and really enjoy the team that we have on 5 East. I'm currently working on my master's degree. We'll be graduating in August with a specialty of nursing education. So as far as personal life, for those of you who don't know me, I met my wife on the oncology department. After working there for about 2 years, we were really good friends, and no one had any idea that we were even dating or talking. And when we announced that we were dating, we announced at the same time that we were also engaged. So it was a real big shock for a lot of people on the unit. We worked together on the oncology department for a little bit of time, but quickly we kind of realized that that didn't work out too well. So she took a job working PRN over at Cone in the short stay unit, getting people ready for surgery. So we had a very short engagement. We got married after 6 months actually got engaged within 2 months of us dating, but got married within, I think, 6 months. And so a year or two, time flies. After we got married, we bought a house, and we had our first daughter, Colette, who is 8 years old now. She's in 2nd grade at Millis Road Elementary. Our son is 6 years old. He's in pre-K at Adams Farm Christian School. So personally, I like to play guitar in my free time. I love music. I love listening to music. I also run to kind of help with stress. I like to read. I'm really into psychology. So I like to incorporate that into a lot of the things I do. And that's just a little bit about me. So just some announcements for this week. For oxygen delivery, nurses need to go in, chart what source the patient is getting. Is it a nasal cannula? Is it a non-rebreather? How many liters per minute are they getting? That is something a nurse has to do. A nurse tech is not able to do that anymore. We are offering 6-week bonus contracts. So this is a good opportunity to sign up, get some extra hours, get some extra money. Please reach out to Chastity and I. We can sign you up. For 5 East, the door alarms will no longer be going off like they have for who knows how long. Those are not a requirement. The door alarm is not a requirement anymore, so that is not something we need to keep on. For hand hygiene, make sure gel in, gel out. Make it a habit. I know for me, if I don't make it a habit, I will forget to do it. So try to, every time you go in, out of a room, gel in, gel out. Skills Fair will be May 24th of this year from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you, Breland and Crystal Harrison, for being our qualified observers. Make sure and take advantage of this. We don't know how many other skills fairs there will be, so take advantage of this opportunity. We want to welcome Junior Mondo to our Flex Per Diem team. Some of you may have already met him before. He's been working in the system, but we're glad to have him on our team. And those are the updates for this week. So I'd like to update everybody on the new joint service practice updates. C. diff rates in the system have increased. They've implemented different measures to control this because they're finding that over 50% or around 50% of the people that test positive are in fact colonized. So we're not allowed to have verbal consents for C. diff. Hospitalists or doctors are not allowed to order the test unless they consult infectious disease. There's a new tamper detection device that's being implemented to prevent IV drug abusers from injecting drugs into their IV. This is something that can be implemented. There's new charge nurse workshops that'll be available to anyone who wants to get experience being a charge nurse. This is a vital way to help build those skills. Any admissions now require us to notify the family. There'll be a prompt that comes up that asks us to say whether or not we've notified the family. If we haven't, we have to specify that the patient did not want us to do that. So for patients that we believe that have IV drugs or any sort of thing that we're concerned about, if we think that they're a danger to themselves or others, we have the ability to search their belongings. But with that, they do have to have a telesitter, and we have to restrict their visitor privileges, and there has to be a site consult in place, or that has to be, we have to get that for the future. There'll be a new pop-up to sign in for the brain. They're also trying to phase out the work list, unfortunately, because that's what I use. There'll be new updates as far as the Muse score. The temperature won't affect the Muse score as much, and they've adjusted a few of the parameters so that it'll be a little bit more accurate as to determining who is the biggest risk about all of our patients. So I just wanted to go over with the team some things that we're missing with the Muse documentation. For the most part, we're doing a pretty good job, but I just wanted to highlight some of the areas that we may need to, pay attention to a little bit more. For the most part, we're doing very good with the assess. For any patient, if they turn yellow, even if you go in and chart new vital signs and disqualify them from being the Muse, you still have to fill out the assess section. So that's one thing that we're missing. Treat assess, treat has to be done for every patient. This whole thing was designed that for you to go down and just go through and make sure you're touching on every thing you're supposed to. Take vital signs frequency. That needs to be charted for any yellow or red muse, as well as escalate. Notify the charge nurse. That's something that has to be done for both yellow and red. Notify the provider. That's only necessary if it's a patient that's red. But if you talk with the charge nurse and you both think that possibly you should notify the provider, then you would also document that for a yellow. The same thing is for rapid response. That doesn't necessarily have to be done for either yellow or red, but if you talk to the charge nurse or an experienced nurse, document that you notified the rapid response. For document, it asks the outcome. That's something that we're consistently missing. That's something that we have to put in. What happened after we treated them? Did they get better? Did they get worse? Did they stay the same? As well as we need to copy this to a progress note. For the most part, we do a pretty good job with that, but it's really, really easy. Once you get this done, just go up at the top, click, new note. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to chart on this patient, but those are the things that we need to touch on a little bit better. But for the most part, I think we're doing a really good job. So keep up the good work. Just make sure that you're going through all of these here. And don't forget to copy to a progress note. But keep up the good work, guys. So just wanted to give everybody an update about what's going on in shared governance. Debbie Hill will be transitioning to the leader or chair of shared governance. Vera Jackson and Nakia Dumas will be the chair-elect. We are voting on floating guidelines for the weekend staff based on continuity of care. If this guideline was put in place, it would make it so that the weekend would be the last to float on the weekends. Also, we are working on Jacqueline Thompson has done great work in bringing research to how we can incorporate relationship-based care with our team. And what that basically means is that everything we do is based on relationships. Are we building relationships with the patients? Are we getting to know them? Are we treating them like we would our family members? The same thing goes for our team members. Are we getting to know our team members? Really, we're like one big family. I spend more time probably at work than I do at home. So really, you guys are my family. So it's good to get to know each other and build those relationships. So we're working on trying to incorporate all those things.